Right. There we are. Good evening, everyone. There we go. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Been a little bit. I missed last week. Forgive me. It was a lot going on. It's a rough week, but we're back to it. Thank you. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for also being patient for me to start. I was having some issues getting started, but we should be all set right now. If I'm too loud, too quiet, whatever, or if the game is too loud or too quiet or anything like that, please let me know. And I'll double check it. I had to fiddle with some settings, so please let me know. Oh, hi, Mutt. Where Mutt? Mutt just borked at me, but now he's missing. Where'd he go? I wanted to pet Mutt. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so, yeah, we are, I believe, well-rested. Oh, it's almost nighttime. No, we're not well-rested. Okay, so we need to actually sleep through the night, and then we need to start our next actual quest. That's what we need to do first. Okay, let's do that then. Until about 4. Have a snacky on the way out, and then we'll go to our actual quest, which is back in Gutenberg. Anyway, how are you guys tonight? You guys doing well? I will say, this is a very awkwardly designed inn. There's no way up into the rooms except through what is essentially a hayloft. Rather awkward, seems to me. Here's the actual hayloft. No, there's not even anyone living or staying here. Bizarre. Sim says, tonight on Professor McCoy Plays Kingdom Come Deliverance II, Thy Will Be Done. I wish they had. I really wish they had named it that, but whatever. We'll discuss dispensation from attending Mass on Sunday. Are we less worthy praying if we are living in a state of sin than the Catholic Church's representation in Marvel Comics? This and more tonight on Professor McCoy Plays Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Okay, let's see. Dispensation from attending Mass on Sunday. There are perfectly licit reasons for such dispensations. Perfectly reasonable reasons. Gotcha. I don't recognize you. Yeah, there are perfectly licit reasons for that. Even something as simple as illness, right? If that is the case, if you are in fact too sick, you are automatically dispensed from your obligation. If that is essentially the equivalent of missing Mass with through no fault of your own. Same goes for, there are other specific dispensations, like you can actually get from your bishop. It does have to be from the bishop, though. It isn't enough to just ask your priest. So these would be rare circumstances, but they do certainly exist. Some of the more outlandish examples are, suppose you're going on a long sea journey that is going to take up, including a Sunday, but one on which there would be no chaplain.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived
in such a case, one can be dispensed from.
Hail Mary. Mary said, Behold the handmaid of the Lord.
In fact, I think astronauts,
done unto me
or at least Catholic astronauts, are regularly receive dispensation from the Bishop of Orlando, if I'm not mistaken.
Dwelt among us.
And unless it is handled through their home diocese, but I know that
that we may
Cape
be made
Canaveral,
worthy of the
the
promises
launch
of
center,
Christ.
is
Let us pray.
under the diocese of
Pour
Orlando.
forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our
So,
hearts.
yeah, there's that.
That we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Sim says, I went to Mass on Sunday, and our confirmation students were running late from their retreat in the woods and wouldn't make it to Mass in time, so our priest said they were granted his dispensation. But I assumed, why not attend a later Mass or Mass at another parish? I mean, you perfectly well could. That's a good point. Especially given that it was a confirmation retreat. My real question is, why not do what we did, which, by the way, went camping this weekend with the Knights of Columbus, with our parish's Knights of Columbus. I'm not myself a member, although they're consistently trying to sell me on it. Maybe when I'm in a more stable and predictable financial situation, maybe. I'd like to, though. I'm working on it. I'll think about it. We'll probably get there. In any case, though, we went on a camping trip, and one of the priests from our parish went came out Saturday evening and did a vigil mass for us in the woods, which was delightful. If you're in Discord, I posted a picture of the altar, so to speak.
Of experience in our city. Houses burned to ash. Blood running in the streets. And where?
Here, in the middle of the city.
Among the Jews. So much innocent blood has been spilled.
What? Are we talking about the Jews? Anyway.
Easy, good horse.
Anyway, so yeah, you're a Knight of Columbus and I'm not, because you were already, and I've realistically only recently gotten myself relatively established at a I was about to say a more serious parish. That's not fair to my old parish, but it's a little mean. But really at a parish with a more like a thriving community.
Easy.
Pious adults.
Nice and slow.
But anyway, yeah, it's we had Mass in the woods. It was delightful. Here we go. After returning to Rutard Palace, free access to the world will be restricted for a while. Some side quests will not be available. Okay. That is fine. That is precisely my intention. So let's do it. What is the shadow mark anyway? Grace asked, do naval ships have chaplains on them? I can imagine something like a long naval deployment would possibly be a reason to abstain regular mass attendance. Typically, at least large enough ships and ones with a sufficient Catholic population do have assigned chaplains and chapels, but smaller ships might not. It may be depending upon the needs of the sailors. Now that said, that quite frankly is a reason not to serve in modern secular militaries. Quite frankly, I mean, for example, I know I've heard about this. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that at least the UK military, that a lot of the UK military is not exactly careful about the denominations or even the faiths in general of their chaplains. Like a unit might be assigned an imam, a Muslim imam, as a chaplain. That's the chaplain for a unit. Now, I don't know that this is a widespread issue, and I don't know that that is an exclusive problem or that it's not avoidable, but I know that is an issue that is developing, especially in the UK. So, it's just one more instance of the common problem, frankly, of modern secular nation states expecting us to put the state before our faith, which is heretical, literally. Not to mention sacrilegious, but it's the heresy of Americanism. All right, let's do it. Church council meeting is approaching, and the preparations are in full swing.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
Okay, let's talk to Zizka. Let's get this nonsense done, shall we? Now, what else? What else did we have? I know you had other things to yap about. Gray says, I know all our military in Canada has chaplains. I don't know specifically about denominational breakdown of Canadian armed forces. There's don't particularly know such things. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if a Catholic in a military unit can't just, celebrate a non-denominational service or whatever, that's not...
Well, Henry, how is it going?
Everything is just fine.
I hope it stays that way.
It's not even... It's not even a poor substitute. It is purely insufficient. It's not even the same kind of thing as a mass being celebrated.
Monsignore, mi spiace, but you've got it on back to front.
Oh, shit. How the hell can anyone know how it should be? Fuck. Now I'll have to take off all these layers again.
I'm yanking your pizzle, Godwin. I mean, Vostra Eminenta. You've got it right.
I'd like to punch you in the face, but the way you look is punishment enough.
So says the man in lace and satin.
But it suits me, though, don't you think?
Bellissimo. Magnifico.
Wonderful.
Greetings.
Good morning, Hans.
Then again, I will say I wouldn't put it past the Canadian Armed Forces to be primarily some kind of Unitarian or Universalist or some combination thereof, in terms of their chaplaincy. But maybe that's just my racism against Canadians. That's possible. Sim says, I have a friend who I work out with. He's Catholic, but is somewhat proud, unashamed about sleeping with a high amount of women. He's married. Good lord. Yet calls other women at our gym hot. Jokingly asks if I'm gay because I don't drool over every woman. But many are Hispanic. I tell them I'm simply not attracted, and even if I was, I would keep it to myself. Well, you're an adult. So it's at least that's what it sounds like. You're an adult. Yeah, that's gross. Pushing 40. Oh, that's even grosser. But again, common. That's common, like, Gen X behavior, frankly.
We just have to hope Godwin can keep up the act long enough.
He'd better. If he or other fucks up, we're all as good as dead.
I mean, I guess he could be a millennial, but that's not acting like it. That is more, that is very much more Gen X kind of behavior.
I think you made it clear.
All right, Jan. Do this.
How are the preparations coming along?
We're done with the preparations. It's time to get to the task. The plan is simple.
Maybe clean the blood off of you.
We split into two groups. One will go underground and wait till the other group, who'll disguise themselves as Italians, gives the sign where to dig.
Once we've tunneled in, we'll take care of the entire church council and carry off the silver from the court to Ruthard Palace.
Here, we'll load it onto the wagons and get it out of the city as quietly as we can.
Maybe we should use those tunnels to get it out of the city. Then again, I guess we're loading it here, and we're relying on being subtle with the wagons. I don't know. Getting it out of the city seems like a better idea. I don't know. Especially because the tunnels do, in fact, lead out of the city into the mines. Imsim says he says, I need to go after the most attractive women. I really prefer plain Jane style women. I'm more focused on them being geeky. If they're not nerdy, I pretty much lose interest. I mean, yeah, okay. Erica and I met at a Star Wars LARP. So yeah, no, I get it.
Who will pose as the legate's retinue?
Godwin will pose as the cardinal, naturally. Janos Uher will accompany him to the council as his right-hand man. You, Capon, Brabant, and Ada will play the rest of the retinue.
Why us for?
Well, you're young, you look presentable, and well, you'll be pretty convincing in that attire.
Brabant will teach you some Italian. Janos is pretty good at it, but Ada will have to keep his mouth shut.
Okay. He's Polish, so.
What should we do during the council?
First, you get rid of the guards, and then you clear the path for us. Meanwhile, Godwin and Janos will try to buy you as much time as possible.
And you have to keep in mind that those two buffoons at the council could blow our cover at any time.
And at that point, things could get pretty hectic in there.
Okay.
But how will we tunnel through to you from the court?
Well, there's bound to be minting tools lying all over the place. You could do it with a finger up your ass.
Imsum says, please tell me this Italian job goes like Inglorious Bastards. I hope not, but it will. It almost inevitably will. Grace says the Canadian Armed Forces chaplaincy is 56% Protestant, 28 Roman Catholic, 12 Orthodox, Evangelical or other Christian, 4% non-Christian. Okay. I'm just more interested in how it works, how this works out. Like, at any given, I don't know, outpost or whatever, any small little facility, do you have a chaplain of every appropriate faith, at least insofar as it matters? And then, or do you do the sensible thing and have units that are more or less, or at least close to religiously homogenous? Like, wait, hold on. You delineate Protestant from evangelical? That's very strange. Is that just a non-American thing? Because evangelicals are Protestants. And also, like, they think they are, well, okay, depending on the evangelical you ask, they either think they are the default Protestants, or they heartily insist that they're not Protestants. They're just, I don't know, original Christians, or just me and the Bible or whatever.
And once you get to us, we go and get Godwin. What exactly do you intend to do with the church council?
We'll just lock them up. Having them at our mercy might be useful if anything turns to shit.
As it always does.
There's bound to be quite a banquet there, so they'll be all right for a while. And once they get out, they'll have other things to worry about.
By then, we'll be over the hills and far away.
Hopefully. Well, right, yeah, Grace, that's right. Protestant is the parent of evangelical Protestant, right? So it's a broader category. But why is evangelical looped in with Orthodox and other Christian rather than with Protestant? Is Protestant there just meaning mainline? That's odd.
You forgot about rescuing the lords.
We didn't. But they're not our main concern.
Excuse me?
The silver is our main goal at the court.
Oh boy.
If everything goes well, we'll free the lords.
But if we make a mess of it in there, the lords will have to fend for themselves.
Is this how you treat your allies? What about Martin Oderin? Does Godwin know you might leave his father there to rot?
Godwin's more of a ball and chain than a beloved son to Lord Oderin.
Godwin will understand. He knows how it goes.
I'll go and get ready.
Start with Brabant. Maybe you can manage Italian better than Ada.
Great. You know, perhaps predictably, given the type and given the circumstances, but these are not good men.
Can you teach me something in Italian?
Mon Dieu, this is not something in Italian. I'm trying to convey to you the essence of the Italian tongue in a few sentences. Do you know what kind of a task this is? Herculean, mon ami. Herculean.
All right, then. I'll try not to offend your linguistic sensibilities too much.
But you have to take it seriously. These blockheads are not listening to me at all.
To dlatego, że gadasz jak przygłup.
It sounds like baby. Mama, pee pee, poo poo.
Very well. We will start with a greeting, which you will need as soon as you arrive. Repeat after me. Buonasera, signori. Good evening, gentlemen.
Buonasera, signore. Buonasera, signori.
That will do. Eder?
Buona sera, signore.
Perfect! You meet some Italian. You make him bleed
Yep.
out of ears.
Glorious Bastards, all
Next.
right.
You have to know how to say thank you. We will say that fairly often. Every time someone opens the door for us or offers us food or drink. Molte grazie. Thank you very much.
Molte grazie. Molte grazie.
That's
that will
not too
do.
bad, actually.
Eder?
Morte grazie.
If I didn't know, I think you want to eat me.
Zamknij ryj, albo odgryzę ci rękę.
If you are somewhere where you should not be and you get caught, you will need an explanation. You got lost? For example, scusi, mi sono perso. Excuse me, I'm lost.
Così mi sono perso. The accent is also going to be a tremendous problem, but whatever. You think that people from around here would recognize the Czech accent, but whatever. It's whatever. Ray says, I would guess because the group I was baptized in united the mixed denomination child of Baptist and Methodist. It would be other as well, even though it falls under Protestant. There would be other? What? Okay, that is a bizarre categorization. Is this like a Canadian thing, or is this a non-American thing, or is this a nation with a historical national church thing? Because that might be a thing. I'm wondering if that is how, like, something like Britain would also, or like England, Britain in particular, would also categorize it.
Scusi, mi sono perso. Scusi, mi sono perso.
That
It's
was
actually not
very
too bad.
good.
Curva. I tried to fuck with him and he prized me instead.
What did you say, Janosch?
Nothing.
Scusi, mi sono perso.
That was
He just sounds drunk.
pretty close. Now let us try something more complicated. Fatta la legge, trovato l'ingano. Every law has a loophole.
Fatta la legge. Trovato legame. Right?
Fatta la legge, trovato l'ingano. Fatta la legge, trovato l'ingano.
Parfait.
Co to za brednie? Nie nauczę się tego gówna.
You know, that sounds like goat pissing on a drum.
Whatever you say, let us move on. O mangi la minestra, o salti dalla finestra. Either you eat the soup, or you jump out of the window.
What? Mangi la ministra. Yeah, it's second person, so there you go. Here he says the main difference between Protestant and evangelicals is likely age of baptism. So I believe most evangelicals don't baptize babies. Okay, so that is okay. So that's okay. That is a weird distinction because, well, I mean, credo baptism, which is the doctrine of quote believers baptism, as opposed to paedobaptism, which is infant baptism or baptism of anyone, was a late development in the Radical Reformation, but late development for the Reformation was still within the 16th century. It was Zwingli was the first one to really deny paedobaptism. And it's mostly because of the denial of the efficaciousness of baptism, I mean, as a sacrament. And then, of course, you have the Anabaptists, who sort of develop into the Baptists per se, who take baptism not to be just inefficacious, but to be merely a symbol. And so, baptism is something that you can just do over and over and over again, right? Anabaptist means being baptized again. Now, again, there are two different types of Anabaptists. There's the more radical ones who say just kind of do it whenever because it's a symbol of your devotion. So as long as you're devoted to Christ, you can just keep getting baptized over and over. It's fine. It's just a symbol. And then there's the other kind who still deny the efficaciousness of baptism, but want it to be kind of significant and still think that it can only happen once. It's just that they think that baptism before the age of reason is invalid somehow. And yet still deny that it's a work, even though it's apparently has to be something you choose. But well, whatever, it's fine, whatever. I'm not here to point out the obvious contradictions in their theology or in their sacramentology. I'm just wanting to draw these distinctions, right? That, but yeah, this is sort of evangelicals, Baptists, evangelicals who are and non-denominational Christians, especially in the U.S. Which is actually really common in the U.S. and really uncommon everywhere else. Because the denial of baptism, right, the Anabaptists, broadly speaking, that was a vanishingly small minority view in the Protestant Reformation. Even in a lot of the Radical Reformation, it was not the primary view. And most sort of mainline Protestant denominations are not, they do hold to either the efficaciousness of the sacrament of baptism, like Anglicans, Lutherans, Methodists, Presbyterians, most Presbyterians at least, but most mainline Protestants do. Episcopalians, right, which are just Anglicans. But then there's this very small minority that even if they deny its significance even as a symbol, right? Now that middle ground position, which a lot of Protestants do hold to, I don't know which denominations or if it's even a denominational difference, but that baptism is not efficacious, it doesn't actually do anything, but that there's a difference between a valid and an invalid baptism, and that there's a difference between being baptized as an infant and being baptized as an adult, or even as a rational child, and that you should only do so once and whatever, right? I can't really grasp that middle position, that they don't think that it is that there is any kind of real power and authority in baptism, but also think that it can be either valid or invalid. Like, that's silly to me. Right? You either have to go, excuse me, more or less full Catholic, which is identical to a lot of mainline Protestantism, which is that baptism is a sacrament. It is a visible sign of an invisible reality, that we are in fact being adopted by the Lord, and that it is efficacious. It washes away the stain of original sin, etc. Right? Or you can say that baptism really is just a symbol, so how you do it and when you do it and to whom you do it doesn't really matter, right? Or how many times you do it or anything like that, and just deny the Nicene Creed. But yeah, it's I don't understand that middle position. It's similar to a lot of these like attempted middle positions in theology. A great example I always go to is with respect to free will, right? I am a libertarian when it comes to free will. I think that we have absolute free choice, and that for us to be agents is to have agent causality. That is to say that our choices are voluntary and spontaneous, that there is no antecedent cause to our free choices outside of ourselves. To say otherwise is to deny our agency, and to deny our the fact that we are persons, and to ultimately to deny the imago Dei. But I can see determinism as at least a coherent view I don't think it is rationally expressible because you have to make a free choice in order to express a view, but it is coherent internally, right? Compatibilism is basically just A and not A. It is a self-contradiction, and it just is nonsense, right? That is to say, our choices are absolutely free and yet are fully determined. Does not make any sense. It tries to be a funky little middle ground, and ultimately it just turns into nonsense. Anyway, let's
O
keep going.
mangi la minestra, o salti dalla finestra.
O mangi la minestra, o salti dalla finestra. Ha!
Very
Why-
nice.
What in the
To
world
będzie
kind
jakiś
of
dupy
turn of phrase is
smalony.
this?
It is an expression. Loosely translated, it means play by the rules or do not play at all.
When are we going to use this?
I like it more with the soup.
Wiem, że jest pola. Nie chcę udawać kogoś innego, zwłaszcza nie Woloszyna.
And one more phrase. Say proprio un bacala. You are a real salted cod.
Say proprio un bacala.
Say proprio un bacala.
Say proprio un bacala.
Sam jesteś bakalarz, głąbie.
Excellent, Janosch. Almost perfect.
What does that actually mean?
It is another saying, a refined way of mocking someone. Well,
Yeah, but why?
I think we are finished. Any more? And you would get all mixed up. And if you are in a tight spot, leave it to me. D'accord?
What are we going to do now?
Mamselle
See.
Rosa will give you some clothes to change into. When you loot the pot, go and see Godwin.
Okay. Italian clothes, huh? Let's go pick up some Italian clothes.
How are you so calm?
What's Catherine
You
doing
just
here?
need to maintain a healthy dose of anger.
Oh? I take it then that you don't agree with this whole thing.
That's an understatement. The whole lot of them are out of their minds. Even before Malishov, I was already telling them to give it up. No offense.
None taken.
And now von Berghoff talked them into stealing the royal silver? I'd slap some sense into them.
Probably ought to, honestly. Wait, Catherine. Okay, never mind.
Brabant said you had a change of clothes for me.
Everything is ready in that chest over there. I've tried to patch them up and wash the worst stains out, but you can still tell the fate of their previous owner.
That's fine. I don't intend to strut around the courtyard in them.
Too bad. You might impress the guards.
And maybe I'll get shot between the ribs.
True enough. In that case, you better avoid their attention. Or hope they're worse shots than me.
I'll do my best. And thanks.
No.
So if it
Catherine was
turns
not the one who
out well,
suggested this whole
then
thing.
This isn't our final parting.
We'll see each other soon.
She has been playing along with it, but it has not been her idea. No. Dress up in Italian clothes. Let's see. Okay. Oops. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna change out this for my Italian nonsense. I can't. Dang it. Alright, well, I'm going to change out my nice outfit for my my actual armor. Burger Papon. Now, Chris. Embroidered coat. Red. Auberk. Long Bourbon. Milanese chorus. Noble Gamison? Is it better? Yeah. Huntsman's Love now. Noble Gauntlets. Yeah. Oh, no, Nuremberg gauntlets. Nuremberg plate gauntlets. Diaz boots. Yezhik spurs. Little brig. Little plate legs. Yezhik spurs. Noble quilted hose, that's fine. Quilted hose? Yeah, quilted hose is better. Weapons. Okay. You know, maybe I just don't need the poleaxe. Yeah, you know what? I just don't need the poleaxe. Wounding arrow. Only have 4 of them. That's not good. 5 of them. That's not great. Alright, that'll do. Oh, I'm over encumbered. Shoot.
Sakra, not again.
Can I just put some random nonsense in here? You think I don't need? Long propel? Yeah. Need all this food. I really do. These weigh nothing. Next to nothing. Oh. That does almost the job. Yeah, geez.
Rain. Just what we needed.
Where's my room? Where can I find my chest? That matters tremendously. In here? Maybe? No. No. Shoot. I do not want to go into this mess over encumbered. Oh, great. I've reached a level in strength, hauling around all this nonsense. Right downstairs. Yeah, no, that's right. I think it was over. I think it was through here, right? Oh, there's a wreath in there. That's cool. Aha! There we go. Wonderful. All right. What can I put away? I'm gonna put away the poleaxe. Don't really need it. Um. those away. Hat. Coat. Paul. Gloves. Alright, here we go. Boots. I'm gonna keep all this stuff. I should just sell this stuff. Whatever. Alright, that'll have to do. Okay. Grace has been watching the figure skating at the Olympics recently. The men's individual short program was today. The routine was won by the Spanish skater Thomas Sabate, which was Minions themed. Well, at least it did make you smile for a moment. A semi-stressful day. Well, that's good at least, yeah. A Minions themed Olympic figure skating routine. Now I have seen everything. Well, I didn't see that, so I guess I haven't seen everything, but now I've heard of everything, at least. Good lord. Okay. Alright, let's do this, shall we?
This is how you're preparing for the council, Your Eminence?
Aye. This whole business has got me shook up. I'm kitted out like a jester, and my arse is soaked in sweat. And on top of that, I have to pass myself off as an Italian. Such a stupid way to lose the legate. I'd like to wring that Polish idiot's neck.
Well, yes.
Well, you'll mostly be speaking Latin at the meeting, right?
Aye. But as you heard, I'm not very good at it while sober. Let's hope they have enough wine at that meeting.
How's the Italian going?
A bit better now. Brabant taught me some. But I'll need booze to help me get through the rest.
Well, that's not very good. Also, I love the Italian bassinet, the visor on that thing. That might be my favorite medieval helmet, or one of my favorites. It's definitely top 5.
Janos Uher could help you. He's entertaining even when he's not talking.
Him? If I know him, he'll be gorging himself until we haul him off, along with the silver. Or until someone kills him.
Alright. Wait, what? No, let's go. We're moving.
Can we leave now?
Oh well. It's time.
Lead on, Your Eminence.
Hold on. Did it let me equip? Oh, I'm Godwin. Oh, I'm Godwin.
Godwin, from now on, only speak Italian. Got it? Remember, you're a cardinal. Nice and dignified, no sudden moves, and be nice to people. I'm sure the local merchants wouldn't mind if such a rare visitor bought something from them.
Capisco, mio fedele servitore.
Excellent. Let's go then. Buonasera, signori.
Buonasera.
Buonasera, coloni. Eh?
Cazzo!
Sei proprio un baccala.
Naprawdę, gadacie jak pomyleńcy.
Everyone's just sort of yapping in Italian.
Senti, Italiano, Cardinal!
Cosa offri?
Guarda yourself, signore. Reliquie. rare, true arte.
And Gutenberg delicacies.
Mangiare, capisci? No, tutto lo preso. Nearly gratis.
Mangiare. Cosa hai di buono da mangiare?
Soltanto esquisite, a thing, yummy,
God, this...
Almost fresh.
Allora parla. Esagera.
You don't need dire due volte, signore. I have a vera salsiccia de Gutenberg, piena de carne, really good, yummy, Anche bacon from Gutenberg, tanto tempo maturata.
Hardly a tiny hint of green in it.
And if you would like
Sir?
a pane de Gutenberg, se ne ho.
There's no sawdust in it at all.
And finally, una potion di herbe che allevia hangover. It clears your testa y cama, the stomaco benche siciano consumate se glasses of strong beer.
Tried and tested.
Cosa scegli, signore?
Just a weak hair of the dog. Yeah, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need those. And let's get some Gutenberg bacon just in case. Ooh, geez, I am actually gonna be hungry. What? Stay well fed. Eat Gutenberg bread. Gutenberg sausage, best with some cabbage. No. Gutenberg bacon. Gutenberg bacon, so fine and lean. Not to share it would be mean. Ah! I'm gonna get some bacon. Do I have money? I have 1,000. That'll work.
At your service, signor?
Yeah, that'll work.
Non voglio niente, amico. Mi aspettano alla corte italiana. Mi inviano per qualcosa di importante.
I have no dubbi, signore. Allora, take care, and in bocca al lupo.
God be with you, Cardinal.
Wait, Grace, what are you, were you referring to something I said that was a random upper-class southeastern type soft southern accent? I'm unsure what you mean there. How about some bread? Schnapps. Okay, onward.
Welcome to Gutenberg.
Couldn't give a shit about any kind.
God bless.
Signore, welcome to Gutenberg.
Vobis benedico.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Salve. Queso, veni hu.
Ave.
Evete, vos etiam, illustres domini. Sum Hieronymus nast. Hodiernum conventum egregium constituo cutne antique civium concili iuso.
Ave, meaide Gianni Unger. Dis Cardinal Legate Lorenzo Pozzo. Excusing my language.
Bene, bene. Non necesse est ut te intendas.
Oh, the character in yellow and blue sounded very Brit doing not strong American accent. Yeah, I assume it was because they were just trying to do accents, trying to do semi-Italian language stuff.
Cardinalis Lorenzo Pozzo.
Exoptatus vos video cutne antique, eminencia.
Tempus non perdamus.
ad libitum. Domini insequeminime.
Name sounds very fake Italian.
Mante.
Maybe.
Insolitum. Te alecundite novi. Haven't we met somewhere? Those eyes. Where have I seen you? Aha! Recently, at the Kuttenberg Council. You were pouring wine there. It is you. Definitely.
Oh no.
But that means... fraudsters! Guards! Guards! Vestra Eminencia.
Oh. Really? See, I thought awkward silence would imply that I didn't speak Czech, because I assumed he was asking in Czech.
Godwin, from now on, only speak Italian. Got it? Remember, you're a cardinal. Nice and dignified, no sudden moves, and be nice to people. I'm sure the local merchants
Henry,
won't mind if such a rare
visor
visitor bought something from them.
down. Problem solved.
Capisco, mio fedele servitore.
Excellent. Let's go then. Buonasera, signori.
I mean, if he just put his visor down, this would not be a problem. But whatever.
Signores, signore, senti, italiano, cardinal!
Cardinal! Oh my
Cosa
god.
offri? Guarda yourself, reliquie.
Okay, I'm not going to go through all of the nonsensical dialogue. Delicacies.
And every. You don't need. I have a hardly, and if there's no and fine, it clears. Cosa?
Okay, like I said, let's do the same thing we did. Let's get us some bacon. We get bread. That's energy. Give me energy. I think I'm gonna need that much energy. I think I'll be fine.
At your service, signor.
That'll do.
Non voglio niente. Mi inviano per.
I have no ado.
Can I do what in the menu?
Take care and.
Oh no! I could. See, there is just a button for lowering your visor. The problem is I'm not controlling Henry right now. Henry's over here with his visor up, like a goober. I'm controlling Godwin.
Fatta la legge, trovato l'ingano.
Bene, molto bene.
What's his sword doing here? Dang. Is that his? No, that is his sword. Okay. Different scabbard.
Welcome to Kuttenberg.
Vobis benedico.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alright, let's try this differently, shall we? From Nas.
Ave.
Evet, sum hero.
Ave. May excuse.
Bene.
Cardinal.
Exoptato.
Tempus non.
Ad libitum. Manete. Haven't we met?
What's a vid?
It credes. Enrico talam benignam fatiam habet. Non primum creditur eum novice. Roma nunquam egressus est. Certe, Henrice? Certe Romanus superbus est?
Sì. Fatta la legge, trovato l'ingano.
Vero.
I could have sworn that somewhere. Nihil refert. Introveniamus, Domini.
See, I didn't realize that it was Godwin doing the
Aula
evading.
Italica. Utinam vos sonitus non turbaret. Signatoris ad hunc laborem hodiernum non perfetsurunt. Mox finient et tranquillitatem habebimus. Aula Italica est moneta media finium bohemicorum. Tantum eoloco grossum verum licet cudere. In fabricis cornos dexteri aule, bacula argentia feriuntur. Ex quo numi cudantur.
Et ubi feriuntur numi.
Iuxta scalas in aream est ipsa moneta.
This is a very
Brevi
nice
tempori
setup.
iam vidibitis.
A word.
Veni,
Can I interrupt you?
expectamur. Yes, but keep it brief, would you? What are the lords complaining about
Gorgeous.
this time?
What do you think? They are worried they will not be getting any sleep again.
They can rest easy. This is a church council, not some villager's boozer.
It had better be.
Listen, Chaba. It's nice you care so much about their comfort.
That was
but you're
Latin.
weeping over the wrong grave.
The
I'll
conversation
have some
between the
more
two of
wine
them
sent to
was Latin.
Maybe it'll dull their senses and they'll sleep like stones. Will that be enough?
I get the impression that Nas
Neither
doesn't
you
speak,
nor the steward have to listen to their whining all the time.
but I could be wrong.
Demora me excuso. Exe Chaba Molnar. Dicitur eum virum validissimum ex regno Hungaria esse. Hoc tempore hic. Unum munus facit. Set non moremos. Pergamos. Etse preghaus. Hic grossa cuduntur. Si vultis. In ordine vos ad portabo et unum proprium cudere poteritis. Aliquiste convenire cupit domine cardinalis. Etse imperator custodum aule Italice Iosifus Cabrini. Verus Italicus.
Benvenuto fra di noi, Sua Eminenza, Cardinal Pozzo. Non vedevo l'ora di fare la conoscenza di un compaesano.
Salve, caro Giuseppe.
Oh, è una vera gioia sentire il vostro accento. È di Roma, se non sbaglio.
Non sbagli. Sono della città eterna, che è isotta del sangue dei cristiani.
Sì, so che la chiamano così. Evidentemente la vostra origine ha determinato la vostra vocazione. Volevo chiedere ancora.
We do not have the time. They are waiting for us. Excusame, Eminencia. Posso musne peregere?
Yeah, let's go.
Eamus.
Excellent. Giuseppe.
Yes?
The Cardinal and his aide are coming with me to the hall. See to it their retinue is made comfortable in the kitchen.
As you wish. I will take care of it.
Inseque me, queso.
Wow, that was really smooth. This is going surprisingly well.
Eos Eminencia Cardinales Pozzo.
Mihi excusate morum, cum gaudio do tibe in abatia nostra sed lice hospitium sed circumstantia difficilis sicut.
Tue emensia. Fraternitas Christi corporis ecclesiam sanctae
Brotherhood
Barbarae
of Christ's body.
edificat ad moiarem Dei gloriam. Postnustat toto urbs.
Et veritatem non vult accepere, sed lice monastarii gratia mons cutnum magnus est.
Interesting, okay.
Patrona fossorum.
Eternitas tua imperamentum est in communi ad diem. Nobis non est opus aleo templo. Consentisne mihi cardinales. Venite, sodales cari. Puto melius esse primo bibere. Audivi vos habere in orbe viniam.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Don't. Oh Godwin. Oh Godwin. Here we go. The man at arms had a good accent. I assume they had a real, like a real life Italian doing the voice acting, but I don't know. Let's go formally, I suppose.
Ne gravibus locvamur ne incaramus in mundanas voluptatis. Recte arbitratus sum contentionum vestram nullum eventum habuisse.
Incomode ita est.
Okay.
Pars contrario non vult ex proposito sua exire, quod inter nos discordium seminavit.
Monasterium non vult mente comprehendere, credentes novum templum habere vele. Donationes in proximis annis clare ostendunt urbem sodelitati. Nevitiae et sanctae barbarae suffragari.
Sed nova tempora sunt. Rex sigus mundus declaravit se statum sed lici et malini sostenere.
Dic nobis cardinalis, quae est opinio pape Bonifaci hoius casus?
Okay. I looked this up last time, but I know I forgot who the legitimate pope was at this point. If it was Boniface, or the other guy, I forget his name. Now I don't remember. This was some time ago. Again, this was during the Western Schism, and so there was a pope in Avignon and an anti-pope in Rome, and then eventually an anti-pope in Avignon and an anti-pope in Rome and a pope in Rome, which was a lot of fun, I'm sure. Or was it two anti-popes? I'm trying to remember exactly. It was a very complicated time, and it's outside my historical period. But now also, I kind of want to look this up briefly, not in the game context, but in real history context. See if the cathedral actually got built. Yes, it did. Wow. They did a spectacular job of recreating this thing. Wow, okay. Look at that. He did an even better job recreating the Italian court. That's incredible. Anyway, yes. So I guess we're gonna go with the Brotherhood, because historically speaking, they did build the church. So I guess. So Will says two anti-popes and one true pope. Was it that at this point? Were there already two anti-popes at this point, or was this before their sort of attempted election of another pope? Because so basically what happened was there was the Pope was brought to Avignon, was in exile, but the cardinals in Rome didn't accept his authority, and so tried to elect a new pope. This was impossible because there was already a pope, and he didn't resign, and so there was an anti-pope in Rome. And then there was, through some other controversy, I forget exactly what, it was through one of them died, and then the cardinals elected a new pope. It was a licit pope, but then the cardinals, or maybe another group of cardinals, I'm trying to remember exactly, elected another new pope, because the new pope that they had elected had ultimately gone, I think, went back to Avignon or something like that. Okay, three popes: Gregory the 12th, Antipope Benedict the 13th, and Antipope John the 23rd. Well, right, but there was a pope and an anti-pope before Gregory and before John, I think. Or might have been before Benedict. I'm trying to remember. Okay, actually, hold on. The dialogue immediately to my right tells us that this is in fact before this. So this was when, Benedict was the Avignon line, and John was Poussin. Poussin? Pizan. There you go. I assumed something else, French, but no, from Pisa, right? Okay. So, what about Boniface? Boniface was the predecessor to one of them, and I don't remember which. Because again, I think this was relatively early in the Western Schism, before there were two anti-popes, when this was just a pope and an anti-pope. If I'm not mistaken, of the time period at least. Again, I could be off on this. But yeah, I guess the Pope has to side with the Brotherhood because the Cathedral of I just looked it up, of the patron saint of miners, whatever she is, did in fact get built. So
Papa sodalitatum sustenet. Renovare vult edificationum sancte Barbarae templi sub patronato Clarici paretialis edis Pnevitiane.
Laudentur Jesus Christus, et sapiens Papa Bonifatius.
Satis
early 15th century, yeah.
Concilium est. Mons
I think it's like 1504.
subordinatus monasterio et clerici paritialis edis maline fuit. Misite per medium mundum ut discordium seminatus sis et dissensionem inter credentes peorum factus sis.
Ex contrario, nihil arbitratum est. De hoc loquamur.
Gaudio id audere.
Colec vere cum ambabus discordiae partibus et cogitate opinionibus tuis. Tempus habes, ute omnibus rebus bene cogitatus sis. Cum resolutos eris, fac certiorem adjuvetorem tuum, et fac sermonem finalem in quo decretum tuum nunciabis.
Intelligo facile non erit. Opus est omnia bene. Loqui, colloqui, discurrere.
Bene te habes, cardinalis?
Ego, potio egio fauces sica est.
Still getting into fights with the
Signor
farmhands?
Cardinale. Not anymore. It's inappropriate for a priest.
I'm glad to hear you gave it up.
I do miss it sometimes. There was this fellow taunting me just the other day. I really had to hold myself back.
Did you try punching a sack of grain like I told you?
Cardinale! It's not the same. Flesh is flesh.
Then make an arrangement with a butcher.
What a bad idea.
Right, Janosch, what is it?
Avoy.
We must help Henry and others some way.
The best way to help them is not to give ourselves away.
I say nothing. It's up to you and your Latin speaking.
I'll have to help it a little.
I get it. We lucky we got lots of booze here. But do not go crazy.
I won't, no.
Boniface
And I
IX
see that
against the
fella
claimants of
who
Avignon,
bring
Clement
us here.
VII and
He
Benedict
watch you
XIII.
close. You got to make like real legit.
Christ, you're making me even more nervous than I was before.
Easy, Kamashko. Just make like you know what you're doing, like you understand these dumb church fuckers, blah 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 blah. And I have one more good idea.
Allora, dimmi.
How you talk about wine supply, Janos think, hey? I ask for more. I send guards to town, they gone. Our people not have to fight with them.
Hey, that's good.
There's nothing else they can do, unless they want to get
Cardinalis, loquere possumus.
Come here. He hates being contradicted.
Domini, quid vultus?
Dominus Cardinalis, bone venistis.
I hope he'll understand you. You can't speak proper Latin even when drunk.
That's right.
You don't even know your dico dicere, so shush. Rogare quid vele, nos hic ille aduavare.
Mons cutna magno peri puchera urbs est. Vere gemma.
Verbum tuum nos gaudio implet.
What does he say about Kuttenberg?
He likes it.
Well, that's good, eh? Ask him if he bought anything here.
They've already drunk half the vineyard on the town's bill, so he could spend some groschen to make up for it.
Hic esse multi venditores excellentes. Tuiam emere hic aliquid?
Nihil notandi animadverti.
Incommodum. Tu aliquid invenire.
I'll gladly sell him something. Maybe some wine. At least we'd make up for what they drank in Lorette.
Aye. Make him pay through the nose.
Sire velum de hoc concilio.
I love when I love speaking to people who are talking in their own language, who don't know that I know their language. That's a lot of fun.
Just keep it short and clear.
Non edificare templum sancta Barbara pro urbs malum magnum est. Eius sanctitas intelligere, quod metallici, incolas urbs et vulgus mons cutna vele proprium sacrarium.
Tell him the abbot's a moron.
Come on now, Wenzel.
Abbatis Ioannes durus et non sedere, nec non archiepiscopus Praga Zbigniew Zaitz non procedere.
Here's an even bigger moron, old alphabet.
Itaque nos sperare in justitia sancta sedes.
Sire velum quomodo totam rem resolvere vultus.
Id clarus est. Novum templum cum sodalitatis, et eius conditoris non potesse sed leciniti.
Intelligo.
What was he saying?
He wanted to know how we would handle it, so I told him.
Well done, Polner. Great.
They definitely had a Latin language consultant. Yeah. I think, if I'm listening correctly, if my ears are trained right, I think it's even proper ecclesiastical pronunciation, which is a good touch. I will say a lot of modern Latin linguists are obsessed with classical pronunciation, which absolutely would not have been used in the 15th century. Like, absolutely not. It would have been ecclesiastical. It would have been like this, basically pronounced as Italian, but with, Latin words and sentence structure. Yeah, okay, it is ecclesiastical. I thought so. I hadn't been paying attention in particular, but it is good to see they got that right.
Viditur conventus auctoritatem propter numerum custodum cognoscere.
Yes, it is.
Ne hic alique mala eventa futura esse.
Tantum custodes honor, non debere timere.
Nolite vos turbare. Sed mihi viditur hic aliquid accidere posse. Fortasse eorum maior numerus est?
I understood him. He wants more guards.
A bit of a chicken, is he? On the other hand, I've seen one church fight before, and it wasn't pretty.
Non est problema. Rogare nas, eminentia. Ile homines mittere potere. Postea certe securi sentimus.
Valete, Domini.
Nobis honor fuit, eminentia.
Good idea.
I still think no decision will be reached today.
Nobody expects that. But hopefully we can at least make some progress.
You know how these clerics are. They eat and drink everything in sight before they say a word.
And they call that negotiation.
Let's pour ourselves another drink then.
We should have sorted this out ourselves.
So, Will says modern Latin linguistics have a very humanistic obsession with following the Vulgate to the letter, to the detriment of broader culture, even the flow of Middle Ages poems, honestly. Very true, though I don't necessarily think that it is following the Vulgate. Most Latin linguists I know and I interact with academically are classicists, much more so than... Ooh, that looks good. They're more classicists than clerics, broadly speaking. They're not exactly church historians, and so they're not exactly going to be classicists, that is, are not exactly going to be familiar with ecclesiastical Latin. And even if they are familiar with ecclesiastical Latin, it's not going to be their sort of default frame of reference, right? So, yeah, no, it's... Wait, why did they put a tapestry over the door? It's weird. Anyway, Vulgar Latin, so classical. Okay, I thought you meant Vulgate, like Jerome's. Which, to be fair, Jerome probably spoke something like classical Latin, as far as pronunciation goes. Okay, so wait, hold on. Who do I need to talk to? Hold on a second. Call guards to the council. Ask for wine. Help Olre. Oh, wait, no, he's not French right now. He's Italian. So, Enrique? Whatever it is. Oh, Will, you learned ecclesiastical Latin. See, I learned... So here's the thing. I learned in two different ways. I learned classical Latin in, like, my actual, like, classes. And then when I started actually doing my independent and graduate level study of Latin, I learned in a couple of separate ways. My advisor's motto is always speak in classical, but sing in ecclesiastical, because he's an Episcopalian priest, an Anglican priest, and so I have a little of both in there, and most of the Latin that I read and have read really is High Medieval. So like between the 10th to 13th centuries, give or take. Lots of Anselm, lots of Aquinas, some Scotus, some Bonaventure, some Albertus Magnus, that sort of milieu. All right, let's call the guards. Dramnaz. Send some guards to fetch more wine. Yeah, let's do that. Why in the hell is Musa at a church council? What is this? Why? What is this? What? This is absolutely absurd. Grace says, are there teachers of it, or do you learn it from being in deeper levels of involvement in the church? I learned, okay, so again, my knowledge of Latin comes from college classes. I never learned in high school, which is just a blight upon modern education. It's a damn shame that modern education doesn't usually include Latin. But then also, where is Naz? But then also, in addition to just some classes, I also did independent graduate level study. Hold on, what is that buff? And like I said, that interesting. Yeah, that independent study was largely with Dr. Thomas Williams, who, as I said, is an Anglican priest. Oh, specifically ecclesiastical Latin? Yeah, it's not actually common in academia at all. Excuse me. Almost anywhere that you study Latin these days, you'll study classical Latin, because, as I said, most modern academics who study Latin are classicists, and classicists are obsessed with Rome and obsessed with reconstructions of ancient dialects rather than Latin as a living language as it developed over about 2,000 years. Oh, you learned it in Catholic Boys Club, headed by Opus Dei, Will says. My professor was a Catholic linguistic and taught mostly ecclesiastical, though based off Henry Yorsberg's material. Yorberg. I'm not... Hans Yorberg. I'm not actually familiar with Yorberg. Here he is.
Domine Hieronymi.
Quid vis, Cardinalis?
Hoc vinum bonum est.
Gaudio id audire.
Putasni unum vel duo vasa sumeri potestis. Papa vinum amat. Quis non amat.
Certe. Legatum in celem vinarium mito. Vinum accipiet eos sanctitas optimum. Milda! Find Joseph and tell him to send someone to get more wine. Take a barrow and bring me 3 kegs.
De his custodibus.
Ita?
Non possunt plus esse. In conciliis ecclesiasticis honoris custodis. Fortiores sunt. Nunquam sis quid accideri possit.
Also, to clarify, this is definitely not a, quote, church council.
Franta! Go and get 2 more men in here! His Eminence doesn't feel safe in here!
Ave.
Dominus tecum.
Jorberg is very didactic, it's meant for people who want to be self-taught. Exercises and grammar lessons were very good, from what I remember. We should still have the books. That's interesting. I might look into it. That might be useful. What are you doing here?
Alienigena.
Tua Eminencia?
Quis es?
Nomen mehe Musa. Ex distanti malia venio.
Why are you here?
Cures in hoc concilio. Non ies Christianus?
Christianus non sum, sed multum de Jesu Christi doctrina didici. Tenet me structura et hierarchia ecclesia vestre. Notabilis est. Ad vidsum Sigismunde area accedo et conarboro solutionem discordiarum inspicere. Precipue modum in quo solvetur.
Non dubito quin dissertatio tecum fructifera futurum sit.
Gaudeo.
What are you doing here?
Abire debeo.
Intellego. Fortunam tibi ex optimo.
Well, okay. That's... okay. Alright, that's absurd. I cannot understand why. Mansa Musa. Well, I think that's Mansa Musa, but either way, Musa of Mali, I don't know in any way why he would be here. There's no good reason for him to be here. He's not a representative of Sigismund's court. Like, no. Sigismund would send, a representative. Ridiculous. Musa speaks Latin. Yeah, that's not actually all that surprising. Mali and a lot of the African kingdoms had enough contact with Christian Europe that their elites, a lot of their elites would probably speak Latin. At least some.
E allora?
Janos has one more idea.
Okay.
Qualcos'altro?
You can say, hey, good food. Then send for cook.
Why would I do that?
Our boys in kitchen, hey? Cook gone, they can sneak out, right?
That makes sense, all right.
But first taste some food, so you do not look like fucking Humai.
Humai, huh? Alright, fine. I'll eat cook's specialty. Smells like regular ham, but I don't know what's so special about it. Was it good?
Excelente.
How do I call for the cook? Do I
Dry as
talk to him?
Jesus' sandal.
Oh, yeah. Have a drinky. What's he doing in Bohemia is the better question. I mean, medic in the army, I guess, but...
say 2 masses, one after the other.
Okay. But, like... I assume this is just either a reference to or supposed to literally be Mansa Musa of Mali, who he was in Bohemia because he was essentially traveling Europe and seeing the world. He was basically a tourist.
Tongue's as dry as Jesus' sandal.
Oh, come on. Really? It was pretty rare for Africans to be in Europe back then. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the position of an advisor, that's super weird.
I could say 2 masses, one after the
that is super weird.
other.
I'm gonna drink some more. Keep drinking. There we go. What's Christian and Pisek doing?
Christiane, amicicare.
Latinum mea non bonum. So let's talk in our own language. But quietly. You hear?
It occurred to Janos that I could praise the food and send for the cook to praise him.
There's an idea. Our cook is a big fellow. He used to serve in the garrison. It'll be a lot better for your friends if they can avoid running into him in the court.
What's your view of the church conflict?
It's a simple matter of money. So everyone here is fighting for the success of their side. Almost to the blood. Those from Sedlets and Marlene aren't happy with some of the mining money going to the Penuits parish, which Santa Barbara falls under. I get that. On the other hand, Kuttenberg has a right to its cathedral. It's funded from its money. My brother Peter is one of the biggest patrons. But he can't be here today for obvious reasons. So I suppose I should probably be on the Brotherhood's side. But it's like choosing whether to get hit over the head with a hammer or an axe. You'll bleed all the same, and it doesn't change anything.
Will says, it's pretty rare for Africans to be in Europe back then, especially in the position of an advisor. Yeah, no, absolutely not. The idea of Musa being an advisor to King Sigismund of Hungary is very absurd. He says there was one black merchant in London in the 14th century who was so notable for simply being black and working there that he was nicknamed Reasonable Blackman. And was recorded as such in a chronicle. Yeah, that is, I absolutely believe that. Now, that said, London is quite a lot further away than Bohemia. But still, your point stands. There were, around this time, the 14th, 15th century, there were a few notable travelers from especially East Africa, from Mali, from what was it called? Modern Somalia. Whatever it was, the other kingdom down there. But yeah, there were some African travelers, but they were mostly fabulously wealthy, frankly, mostly slavers, coming through, one, to collect slaves, two, to just basically sightsee and buy knickknacks. Hence the story of Mansa Musa, who destabilized the economy of Europe by just introducing so much gold that it inflated European currency tremendously, which, by the way, is very funny because the net worth in gold, if you transferred the amount of gold to like modern dollars, like equivalent gold value, that is about how much money was printed in any given month of 2020. So that's where we're at in terms of inflation. And by the way, that's not the amount of gold that Mansa Musa gave away. That is the amount of gold that he had total that he owned, including the entire value of his kingdom. Yeah, we're in deep shit, in case you didn't realize, economically speaking.
There's no servants here. Strange.
Well, I offered to find someone for Naz, but he kept saying he's got his own man for that. Someone named
Very strange.
Franta Kuldan. He said he'd definitely come. And what was the result?
He didn't come.
So what? The prelates can serve themselves for once, right? If you can do it, and so nicely.
See you later.
That's very strange. There's something going on there, I feel. Hey, Naz, where's the cook?
Sibus speciem pugram habet, et magnanimis sapet, dexterum viri qui hanc dapem paravit velum agitare.
Bene, eum ad volabimus. Tonda, go and bring the cook in here.
Imson asks, are the sinner's prayers less likely to be heard, or do they have an even greater need to pray than the righteous? No to the former and no to the latter. I think it's neither. It's not that they have a greater need to pray than the righteous. They have a need to pray in the same way that the righteous do. The righteous need to ask for God's assistance and help as much as sinners do. To, well, deliver us from evil and lead us not into temptation, right? Because even if you are righteous now, and you look upon the sinner, well, there but for the grace of God go I. You can just as well fall to that as they can. That's entirely possible, except by divinely infused virtue. Even perfected human virtue is fallible. So yeah, again, we all ought to and need to pray. And no, on the other hand, though, no, sinners' prayers are not less likely to be heard. They may... Sin makes you stupid, right? Virtue or vice dims the intellect is a nicer way of saying that. But that means that perhaps there is a sense in which the sinner's prayers are less likely to be heard, or at least answered in the affirmative, because the sinner, being sinful, being vicious, and being dimmed in the intellect, is less likely to pray for things that God will grant, because their prayers are more likely to be foolish, self-serving, frivolous, etc.
Inusitatum est quod ministri non ad sint.
Multum doleo. Silecet ad esse debent.
Sed non ad est.
Debuit advenire vir. Promesit id arsaciorem esse.
So
Sed
you
non
relied on this guy?
Non primo.
Accidit.
Damn that front her cool down.
Quid dixisti?
Nihil. Excusami de incommoditate. Uterque autem sic delegat it quod vult.
Imsimp asks on a more serious note. I don't know if this is more serious, but I see the seriousness. Should I get Carl's Jr., Hardee's, or Wendy's? We don't... Actually, I was about to say we don't really have a Carl's Jr. or Hardee's near us, but we have one way over in downtown, like 20 miles away. Meanwhile, I can see a Wendy's from my back door. So I would lean towards Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, just because it would be atypical for me. So apply that reasoning to your own decision and do the one that you don't usually. There you go.
Cardinalis?
All right, let's chat with the abbot first. Maybe he can convince me to change my mind and alter history.
Domini Abbas.
Vestra Eminentia.
Laudetur Dominus Jesus Christus.
Amen.
Sire velum que rogatus vestri sint. Paucis verbis et concrete queso.
Bene, summarium faciemus.
Crossus simplex est.
Rogamus ut monasterio et paritiae malanensi, auctoritas revertat que semper eorum fuit.
Praecipuum ius baptimatale et funerarium, curationem tote civitatis malinensis, et praesertim patem ex reditibus metallicis.
Sodalitas est dissolvenda. Eis templus ante papale deruendum. Et ut lapida usuris sint ad proposita larabilia.
Traditiones sustenemus, non rebellionem sine causa et sine Deo ut ei.
Potestis ne Paulum explanare.
Monasterio nostro condito, mons cuda
Radical revolution, huh?
A clareti paretiales ede malinensi et sedletio. Vincula inter monasterium et in colas urbanos. Non fuisse semper excellentia, agnoscere debeo.
Urbanos.
Sed ex eis ambe partes utilitates capiebant.
Paretia malinensis propter fama montis cutna multos homines claros trahebat. Apprentices et principales patres ecclesiae ex toto regno de sete contendebant quam honoratus occupo.
Sed cum reditus et pretium argente altiora fuerent. Inculae urbani avidi facti sunt. Desierunt ea partire cum malino et sedletio. Propriam paretium cupiebant.
Go ahead.
Novum templum extra orbem stueret seperunt, in solo quod clerici parotialis edes benevitiane erat.
Antecessor meus id non permisit, ed flagravit discordia que ad hoc durat.
Quam hodie cum auxilio auctoritatis date tibi a Sancto Papa denique persolvemus.
Conabor. Sententiam vestram intelligo etiam propter traditionem. Sub iure canonico autem processius sodalitatis legitimus est.
De hoc disputandum est.
Credemus fabricatione edificationis sodalitas legem rupit.
De corruptella locuti sunt in statibus altissimus. Hoc
Well,
auxilium
substantiate those rumors,
non
please.
possumus.
All right, welcome back to this. Okay, so first of all, Imsim, to your question, if you get Wendy's, what should you get? Double Baconator with, well, I usually get no mayonnaise because mayonnaise is gross. That's up to you. Do they still, but then again, on the other hand, if they still have the, like, Takis stuff, get the Takis chicken sandwich with the Takis dust fries, because that's, like, the best thing Wendy's has ever come up with. Great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, they don't have the Takis, I think. Okay. Oh, you skipped that one? You coward. It was really good. The fries especially. Like, how they did the fries is they just took their regular fries and fresh out of the fryer, they put them in a bag, and they dump in a whole bunch of Takis dust, and they shake the bastard. And it's just like, it's these fries coated in Takis dust, which, unlike on actual Takis, the actual little rolled tortilla chip things, it absorbs into the French fry, because French fries are porous, and they suck in all that delicious flavor. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Oh man, that's great. Imsimp, why are you surprised I know what Takis are? Like, I watch Markiplier. I know what Takis are. Anyway. If you don't get the reference, for shame. Anyway. Imsim says, I really love how our prayers we say through the name in the name of Christ our Lord, Amen. Rather than in Jesus' name. Yeah, that's much nicer. In secula seclorum, Amen. That too. Yeah. Okay, so the Dal something it. Running south of Mali. And then also Mozambique. Yeah. I mean, again, all of those had occasional travelers through Europe, but again, very rare and very notable. Anyway, so this whole conversation, this dispute between what is essentially the monastery and the local new parish is very familiar to me, because my old parish, that is the parish that is around St. Leo, that is to say St. Leo Monastery, rather than the university, that there is a parish there that now has jurisdictional authority over the monastery, but that wasn't always the case. The monastery is older than... No, actually, that's not true. They used to be independent of each other. The parish is one of the oldest in Florida. It was like I think the third or so parish that is still in continuous use, at least. Basically, the oldest one outside of St. Augustine. But yeah, it was St. Anthony of Padua, and it was adjacent to, by adjacent to, I mean like a 10-minute walk from the Benedictine monastery of St. Leo, which then gathered a university around it. And so eventually, there were all kinds of ecclesiastical political conflicts about their various jurisdictions and authorities over each other and over parishioners and over students and all of that. And at this point now, the parish holds jurisdiction over the monastery, at least as far as laypersons go. They don't, as far as I don't think they have jurisdiction over the monks themselves. That's independent. And so they would just be directly under the authority of the Benedictine order. But parishioners who attend Mass at the Abbey, at St. Leo Abbey, are technically part of St. Anthony of Padua's parish. So it's a big old confused mess, and it reminds me a great deal of this. Now, that said, that is not our regular parish anymore. Our regular parish is now technically our geographical parish, which is still a good 15 minutes at least away, which is the other St. Anthony in the immediate area. That's St. Anthony the Abbot. This is the one where I'm always talking about has this great community and has a kind of it's by ritual sort of. They do both, not by ritual. That's not correct. They offer a diocesan Latin mass, which I'm always a little bit disappointed that it is a low spoken low mass rather than they basically almost never do a chanted high mass. Disappointing a little, but not being a regular attendee at the Latin mass, I don't feel all that comfortable. Excuse me. Requesting changes. Ray says, I know what talkies are, and half my family is Cromwellian, Ireland, Irish people, on the ass of nowhere, white. I like talkies and buldak noodles. So, yes, I also like, I got I don't know if I've mentioned this in Discord. I should post something about this. I got buldak sauce. It's basically like a hot sauce, but it is the flavor of the buldak chicken ramen noodles. It's really good. It's quite spicy, but it's very good. Good stuff.
Dominus vobiscum. Et tecum, Eminentia.
Okay. All right. Let's chat with the local priest, the local parish priest. At least
Fratres in Christo.
Vestra Eminentia.
Laudetur eum in eternitatem.
Audiri velam rogationes partes tue. Id est.
What is this brotherhood?
Si potestis breviter et clare.
Ad libitum, Eminentia.
I do not know what turbos are.
Magis auctoritatem monasteri et clerici paratialis edis malenensis non toleramus. Tantum de utilitatibus suis cogitant, non de utilitatibus orbis.
Itaque, volumus integram independentiam sedeletsi, et transitionem omnium iurum sacrum sodalitati.
Sed letium auctoritatem suam in parte orientali montis Cutna conservabit. Urbs et tota regio occidentalis debet pnevitia esse.
Principale templum montis Cutnae sancta Barbara erit, et tote peciunie ex regione ad eius edificationem erunt.
That's pretty reasonable, honestly.
Potestisne melius explanari.
Multos annos mons Cutna administrata est a clerici paratiales ede melinensi, subordinata monasterio sed letiano. Omnes capelle montis Cutna, omnes reditus malino vel sed letio dare debebant.
Clare, id non placebat in collis montis Cutna, nam capellam propriam non habebant, et maiores vectigales solvebant.
Namque sodalitatem Christi corporis condederunt, et pragensem capitulam urgebant, ut possent proprium templum struere. Malinum et sed letium obiverunt, et cum ancestore meo sentiverunt, in clerici paratiales ede pnevitiae.
The Newitz parish, huh?
Sancte Barbare templum directe post castrum urbanum crescere sepid, extra clarici paratialis edis malenensis auctoritatem.
Sed id non placibat neque monasterio neque sacerdoti melanensi. Idio tota auctoritate sua usi sunt, ne maxime edificationis progressum impedirent, et denique eam inhibuerent.
Nupe que vivimus adipici recognitionem a papa ad ius baptismale et funerarium, sed lesium autum recusat id agnosere.
Sodalitas tantum unum pensum habet. Totam discordiam solvere, ut in cole montis cuthno propriam suam administrationem spiritualem possint disponere.
Et denique renovare nostre sanctababre templi edificationem, metalli corum patrone et urbis protectris sis.
Intelligo. Ex corno vestro omnia ratione imbuta videntur. Verum intelligo cur monasterium clarici paretialis, ed esqui marinenses rogatus vestros impleri nolint.
Nosc vocve intelligimus.
Sed non
That guy's
possumus
really
sedere.
yellow.
Status simplex non est. Considerare profunde debio.
Okay. Before we wrap it up, let me continue reading here. Imsim says, I feel like a show-off once after Mass when we prayed as our priest blessed some religious items. I was next to a white lady praying in Latin with an American accent. Meanwhile, I sounded like this. If you are a native Romance language speaker, speaking ecclesiastical Latin is tremendously easier, except for French. If you're a French speaker, you can't do anything. You're just French. You just talk like you got peanut butter in your mouth. That's all. Any other Romance language, it makes you sound like a human speaking Latin. If you have an American accent, you sound like a lawyer speaking Latin, which is kind of worse, frankly. So I even aside from the historical fact of the matter, I kind of lean more towards the Brotherhood anyway. I do want to look up
Dominus tecum, eminencia.
Post multos annos discordia
I kinda wanna look up this
deniques
Brotherhood.
paramus in justitiam, cum letitia sermonum tuum finalum audeum.
Brotherhood of Corpus Christi. Okay. 1384. Thanks to the financial support from the bequest of the townsman Heinlein Perksmid, the Kuttenberg Religious Brotherhood of Corpus Christi was founded. So it is religious. All right. I assume that is the technical term, religious, not as opposed to secular, rather than religious in the colloquial. It was modeled after a similar brotherhood founded earlier in Prague. Okay. Brotherhood convinced the elite of Kuttenberg that by financially supporting the construction of religious buildings, such as chapels, churches, hospitals, or at least altars, they would secure a lasting and respected position in the city. Okay. According to their beliefs, through these means, the burghers could gain not only societal recognition, but also heavenly salvation. That sounds a little bit like simony. Sketchy enough. Okay, but up until then, decisions regarding all church buildings in Kuttenberg were made by the Sedlitz monastery, as well as on burial places or the choice of patrons. However, to the displeasure of the abbot of Sedlitz, the members of the Brotherhood decided to first build a chapel dedicated to the cult they had chosen themselves. They then planned to begin construction of a new parish church, but also ensure independence from the monastery. The members of the Brotherhood were mostly townspeople, members of important Kuttenberg families, such as the Kaufmanns, Polners, Rosenthals, Nazes, and Piseks. Sources also mention 4 priests, whose participation ensured the townsmen's proper spiritual legitimacy. The Brotherhood obtained funds and papal indulgences for the building of the temple, thanks to its ties to the Prague canons and the Prague chapter. This enabled the members to influence spiritual matters, while at the same time defending their other power interests. See, I don't like them, really, as a group. They do seem awfully worldly. But also, the formation of a new parish because of a massive accumulation of population, especially the formation of a city, is just common practice. That's not, I mean, sure, it can be a political dispute, but it's just a common practice, and it's also it's quite straightforward. It's wise. Oh, excuse me. It's a wise thing to do, really. Let me see. Sedlitz Monastery is here. No. No. Is Sedlet's Monastery under characters? No. Oh, wait, there's popes. The popes. Oh, no, never mind. No, this doesn't actually help me. What about monastery? Locations? Sedlet's Monastery? Sedlet's Monastery, here we go. Used to be the oldest Cistercian abbey, the Czech Kingdom. Okay, Cistercian. Okay. Ah, Imsem's going to Wendy's. We'll convince you. Hope you get a Baconator in that case. If they don't have the Takis thing. Founded by the Bavarian abbot Gerlach in 1142. It was later abandoned and reoccupied many times in its history, either due to wars or poor financial situations. In 1421, it was burnt down by the Hussites. Those bastards. Only the Church of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary and St. John the Baptist survived. After the end of the war, only a few monks returned, and it remained in this dismal state until the 17th century. In 1783, the monastery was completely abolished by an imperial decree. It's horrible. The cemetery Church of All Saints, with the adjacent burial ground, was originally part of the monastery, but later began to serve as the municipal cemetery for Gutenberg, because, as records showed, burials were taking place there long before the arrival of the monks. The cemetery was at its busiest during wars and plague epidemics. In 1318 alone, 30,000 dead were buried there, and another 10,000 during the Hussite Wars. The site is shrouded in many legends. The most famous one states that the abbot of the Heidenreich Monastery brought a handful of dirt from Jerusalem on his pilgrimage to the Holy Land, which he then scattered around the cemetery and the ossuary. Thus, the cemetery ground became sacred and highly sought after, not only by the people of Gutenberg, but also by pilgrims those wishing to be buried there from all over Bohemia and neighboring regions, who wouldn't want to rest in the ground where Jesus Christ himself once walked. True. Today, a cigarette factory is located on the site of the former monastery. Really? Wow, okay. Jesus. Oh my gosh, Grace, the name Taco Land, that is so incredibly North American. I can't say Canadian because that is the kind of thing that would be very American as well. But like, dang, okay. Your favorite dish is enchiladas. Anything spicy and chocolate. See, no, I can't do that. I don't like mole kind of stuff. I don't like spicy and chocolate. Not my thing. Not my preferred thing. All right, so I guess it's closing speech. Let's do it. How do I do that? Do I just sit? No. Before we do that, give me just a moment. I have to go use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. All right, I am back. Welcome me back, everybody. All right, let's wrap this up, shall we? Wrap up our meeting, which means we probably are gonna need to talk to. Where's the guy? Over here, right? Thank you for welcoming me back. What do I just stand over here, maybe? Oh no, that's right. That's right. I have to have Janosch introduce me. Right.
Shall we get going?
Get started once you are ready.
Ah, yes, that's right. Erica has engrossed herself back into Skyrim.
You're the one who should begin.
Yai, kurva. All right, we do this.
We do these.
Worthies, be quiet all, please. You all been waiting for this moment. Now will be decision. Let us hear words of legate sent by Him Holiness Pope Bonifacia. Him Eminence Cardinal Lorenzo Pozzo.
That's actually quite impressively
Domine
fake
Abbas.
English.
Patres
Check.
Ecclesiastici. Domini incole urbis. Hodie convenimus in splendido congressu. Ut problema grave persolvamus. Cuius est administratio spiritualis urbis. Et quis fundationem edificationes templi sancte Barbara dicate curabit. Commendato sancto patre legato sum. Ut sententias vestras audiam et discordias ad secula seculorum persolvam. Cum ambabus partibus locutus sum. Rogatus quid consilium meum sit benedictum auctoritate papale.
Maybe we can try and reconcile? Interesting. Conciliation, huh? I feel like this is going to involve some speech tests, but I'm going to try it.
Ad solutionem amabilem inclino. Cur in infinitus dissensionibus, et pugnus non necessaries conare. Omnis ecclesiae nostre felicitatum volemus, et facilimus erit si consensum contingetis, et discordiam quam brevissime persolvetis.
Facile dictu difficile factu cardinalis.
Ita, timeo ne differentiar interrogatus nostros valde magnesint. Quo modo nos viscoagere ut nos ambot sedamos.
Papa mihi commendavit ut discordium vestram persolverem. Potestatem et auctoritatem eius habio. Nemo pape auctoritatem dubitare debet. Egitur de reconciliatione agere officium vestrum est.
Nemo pape auctoritatem dubitat.
Si papa reconciliationem vult, reconciliationem facere conemur. In nihil hominus, jam diu balbuta visti. Dic vera proposita tua.
Audite nunc concilium meum, quod fiducia pape Boniface sustenetur, donationes urbanae ecclesiasticae ex hoc momento in duas partes equales dividentur. Dimidium accepiet sodalitas et clarici paretialis edes Benevitiana. Alterum monasterium Sedletianum et clarici paretialis edes Malinensis.
Mane, tane id non intelligo.
Ego quoque non intelligo. Quis dividet? Quis
Math?
determinat quam multa de
Math
media
determines that.
facit?
Like,
It interest me. Tale consilium plurus questiones creat quam responsa.
Volo vos intelligatis me contra non esse, tantum mihi non persuadeo.
Mihi etiam non persuadio. Fortasse id nobis potes. Melius exponere?
Domini placati, in vobis video vos insertos esse, et non admiror, multos annos, in partibus oppositis erratus et rationis vestri contrariae errand. Nunc primo comperitis aliam solutionem esse, animo placato collaborate. In manibus vestri solutio est.
Benedictus cardinalis.
Puto pro te nemo constituet, opus est aliter decidere.
Fortasse sententiae nostre non magni inter se differunt.
Consensio, una solutionem inveniemus.
Una, insolitum verbum.
Fortasse, cardinalis autem benedicit. Tempus est ut collaborare incipiamus.
Videtur nos consensum contacturos esse.
Gloria Iesu.
I didn't expect that.
Hopefully it will benefit all the people of Kuttenberg.
All hail! It was worth it.
Does that qualify as a win?
Definitely. We'll keep what we have.
I just hope there's no catch.
Animus sanus vicit.
We'll see about that.
All right, brothers. Come to the monastery next Thursday. We'll arrange what needs to be done.
Agreed. I shall look forward to it, Abbot.
Vivat Cardinales Pozzo!
Hail
Et
to everyone!
prudens
Hurrah!
Papa Bonifatius.
Hail to everyone! Hurrah!
Well, that's settled then. The rest is up to you, Henry.
and switch characters again. All right.
Avete tutto, signori?
Sì, bella moia.
Adder.
Does everybody know their part?
Let's go through it again.
I'll take care of the east gate and the guards around it. Vakalin will get rid of the guard at the west gate.
You may count on me.
Adder will get us some tools from the smithy so we can make a hole through into the corridor.
Jastas brava.
And you, Henry, will take care of the patrols in the courtyard and on the inner walls. But listen, everybody. We're supposed to stay in the kitchen until the council is over. So try to make sure the guards don't see you too soon. Keep it quiet. When this is all over, we'll meet by the well. Understood?
Got it. We'll go one by one, inconspicuously. I'll go out from the passageway last.
I noticed there's a door leading from there back to the walls. Maybe we can pass through it without anyone noticing.
Understood.
Agreed then. I overheard some of the guards leaving their posts on account of that damned legate. So, Godwin's doing his bit. All the better
Excellent.
for us. Let's go. Inconspicuously and quietly, but quickly.
Let's see if we can actually get this all done tonight. I'm not sure. Can I switch outfits? Is it going to let me? Yes, it is. Ooh. Bolt do I have here? Marksman bolt? Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna try not to kill most of them, but we'll see what we gotta do. construction. Okay, well that's not... That's interesting. But do I have to go there? What the hell's going on? Oh, I see. I see, I understand.
Huh?
That'll work. Hmm. No, it's fine. Yard 2. Shoot. The guy there. I really hope he doesn't go this way, because he'll see the body, and that will be very bad. There we go. Excellent. Let's put him over here with the other one. Oh, wait. You guys just hang out there for me for a minute, okay? Cool. That's good. Could shoot the guards who are down there, but I don't want them to, you know, scream, call for help, etc. So I will instead... Can I go inside? I don't need to go inside. I go up. There are no guards up here. No additional guards up here. Okay. I think that's all the ones on the inner walls, just the two of them. Let's check and make sure, though. Oh. The armory. Global queers. Oh my. Oh my. That is some nice stuff. Milanese cuirass. Dang. I wish I needed this stuff. Dude. Man, no, I wish I needed any of this. This is spectacular. Helm longbow. I assume that's not actually better than what I have, but let's find out. No, it's not. Not even close. It's much more powerful than Capon's. But no. Alright, whatever. I don't need the armory, really. I do need to close the door. Okay, that guy is going to be a bit of a challenge. Only the one. That might be the only guy in the actual courtyard. So, over there now. Basically, I just sort of have to wait for him to pass and then chase him. I have the tremendous benefit of being very fast while stealthy. It's a great perk. Great perk investment there. He's coming this way. See his torchlight. Handy. Conveniently torchlit. I have to hope there's no one else to see. I don't think there's anyone else to see. I think we're good. Put him over here. God, this bastard is heavy, apparently. Hello, Bubble. Bonjour, Bubble. All set?
You didn't take care of those two at the gate. What the hell are we going to do?
I do not know.
Dude, come on.
I simply cannot just kill them in cold blood. On the battlefield, it is different. But this... I'm not a killer, parbleu.
So what's to be done now?
What are you doing here?
Que puis-je dire?
Baron Brabant decided not to go through with it. It was too risky.
Exactement. We had better take out the guards together. Or better yet, you and Chapon do it. I will watch your backs. Like in
He's so French. Stop being so French.
Henry, should we do it?
Yeah,
let's do it. Apparently, there's only these two left.
They don't seem to know about us. We can take them out quietly.
Yeah, let's definitely do that and turn off the fucking torch. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Outnumbered!
You're no match for us,
We'll
fucker.
soon even things up.
It's a wonder you're
Show
still
you.
standing. You're done for. Done for.
I'm just getting warmed
Now
up,
I'll
you
show
shit.
you.
He's done for.
Okay.
Some butchery.
Well, I thought that we were going to be able to just beat him up, but I guess not. You okay, Hans? You're limping a bunch.
Well, that worked out well.
That went well. We're quite a duo.
Indeed. Magnifique.
That didn't go
Where's
great.
Adler? I would also like to know.
He should have been here by now.
They got him, didn't
What are
they?
we going to do?
He's bound to show up. We should go into the underground and let Zizka and the others in.
And how are you going to do that without tools?
I don't know much about connecting corridors. Do you? No. I hate to say it, but we need Ada.
Exactement.
Great.
We have to find him.
Maybe he's in the kitchen. He was eyeing up that cook.
No.
Surely you do not think he would.
That's exactly what I think.
Mais non.
No.
He cannot be such a fool. He will not jeopardize the success of the whole enterprise. Zizka gave clear commands.
Maybe he suddenly had more urgent commands from his nether regions.
No. No. I think he cannot find the tools. He will be holed up in one of those smithies, I'm sure.
We'll see what tools he's dealing with. Come on, Henry.
Away the torch, Henry. Find Adder. I really hope that's not what's in here. This is a smithy, all right. Ooh, I'll take it. Minter's tools. Sure, I'll take it. No, I have learned a recipe. Right. Fine, not there. More forges. What is it this time? What is it? Minter's tools? I'm going to take some of those. I don't know what use those are going to be, but I will take them. Got them. Frankfurt, Toledo steel, use tools, silver scraps. Let's see. Moving on. Yeah, mon ami. Mon bonbon. Bonbon. No. Okay, no. I tremble to think of what he is doing with that poor serving wench. Well, Hans, you're just standing around.
Mamma mia! Anna, ma cosa stai facendo?
Giuseppe, you're supposed to be guarding the gate.
Signore dei cieli, vedi come mi tratta questa donna? Appena mi giro un attimo si attacca al primo cazzo che vede!
Ty kurwa nie widzisz, że ja tu chędożę?
Non sei uno dei nostri.
Oh, great. Here we go. Wonderful. Can we kill Adder first?
Mi dispiace, amico.
La ucciderò! E poi me stesso!
Giuseppe, no!
Not him? We're not gonna kill him?
No. No.
Hai giurato che non mi avresti mai più fatto una cosa del genere!
Again?
L'hai giurato!
Cosa stai blatterando? Non ho detto nulla del genere. When you fucked Lousy Mary, you too told me you'd never do it again.
Sono passati 5 anni!
That doesn't matter.
Quindi continui a vendicarti per questo? Per un solo fottutissimo passo falso?
2 fucking missteps, and yes, I will. I haven't enjoyed sleeping with you in a long time, you know.
È incredibile. È come parlare con un muro. No?
Sei proprio un baccala.
Cosa? Tu sei il baccalà. Ve la do io, pomposi bastardi di merda. Scopare mia moglie e insultarmi. Estraete le armi, bastardi.
Sam się o to prosiłeś.
Oh my god!
Wenda! Help!
Możesz sobie wołać kogo chcesz. I tak, obaj szczęśniecie.
Hai capito bene. Combatti!
Oh, great.
Ehi, guaccio! Vieni a darmi una mano con questi bastardi.
Show me what you're made of.
I'm all yours.
Hey! Coming up with this bastard!
I'm sorry, Giuseppe. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve any of that. Welcome back from Wendy's, Imp Simp. Everything's gone wrong. Mostly Adder's fault. Not mostly,
What was
entirely
that
Adder's
supposed
fault.
to mean, Adder?
You were supposed to look for tools.
No i szukałem.
Ugh, you were using your own tool on the cook.
It was damn stupid.
I'd say so.
I would perhaps use a harsher term.
Ale nie musicie w
Go
kółko o
ahead,
tym
use a
mielić,
harsher term,
nie?
please.
Co się stało, to się nie odstanie. Narzędzia mam. Także zabierzmy się do roboty.
When did you have time to get the tools?
Tell me you even found time to get the tools.
Exactly, Brabant.
W pracy nie ma kołaczy.
At least he did something right.
I'm honestly
Cicho!
surprised.
A teraz wszyscy pójdźmy do tej piwnicy
Honestly
i znajdźmy
surprised.
miejsce, gdzie łączy się z korytarzem. Ziszka ma stukać z drugiej strony ściany, więc chyba go usłyszymy.
Let's do it.
Okay. What? What? Why am I not armored? Okay. Life. Bassinet. Okay. Let's go with embroidered coat. Walberk. Oh. Noble Gambeson. Walberk. Ferris. Gauntlets. Gauntlets. Better gauntlets. Spurs. No, I need plate legs and spurs. All right, I'm equipped, right? Oh, quilted hose. There we go. Great. Wonderful. Can't wash off either. Great. Wonderful. Even better. Move. Idiots. Mostly adder. Explore?
Not here.
Okay.
No, it's not here. Here they are. I found them.
Okay.
Fuck it, fellas. It's all cockeyed.
Blame Adder and no one else, please. We did our job perfectly.
Lady?
Really as hell without pen.
La cour italienne is ours.
To be fair, there's also still a lot of guards. They just happen to be with our guy, who we also need to extract. So, there's that.
Gentlemen, please forgive this interruption. I am Captain Jan Žižka of Trotznov. This is a raid, and you are my prisoners.
Wow. Never mind.
Lost. I've had it up to the fucking eyeballs here.
God, seize them!
Godwin, parish priest of Ujits, at your service, your saintliness. And no.
Why would...
Shut the fuck up or I'll redden your fucking cheeks for you.
Why would you declare yourself like that?
This is damn good.
Right.
And now,
At least it's good.
back to why we are here.
Mind the door. No one gets in or out.
Gotowe, panie dowódco. Wszyscy ocalali są zamknięci w sieni. Już nawet nie mieli siły walczyć. Kurwa, zero zabawy.
I'm not sure what you're saying, Ada, but nice work.
Do not forget the Janos. I help too, eh?
And now we go and get that silver.
Aye. The royal treasury awaits. Pull out that key, Henry. To the task.
Wait up, fellas.
What about the captives? This is not what we agreed to.
Why are you here?
That's true, Shishka. We have to free the nobles.
The sooner the better.
I mean, everything is going fine. Let's just do it.
Chamber of King Wenceslas himself, so I assume they're not suffering too much.
I wouldn't mind a dungeon like that myself.
Our agreement stands, my lady. We'll free your father and the other nobles. But we came here mainly to deprive that ginger bastard of his silver.
We certainly did.
The silver's not going anywhere. But my father is imprisoned here by the most powerful man in Hungary. What if he gets the notion to harm him?
I can say something about this. Not every man of Hungary is crazy fuck. Not all is charming and handsome like Janos, but the Chaba, he not so bad. You know what? You leave Janos, have words with him.
If you like, but take Ada with you just in case.
Zabawimy się.
I want to go with them.
You not trust us? Or what?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
No, you're just gonna
Henry
fuck
here
all
will
of
go
them.
with you, Janos. He's proved his parleying skills many times.
Aye.
Let's go over it once more so you all know what to do. First we'll open the treasury, then Brabant's men will start taking the silver to Rutard Palace. Janos, Ada and Henry will go and talk to that Chaba fella. Maybe we won't have to resort to violence. Once the lords are free, you take them to your palace to safety.
As the captain commands.
Someone has to take watch on the battlements until we've taken out all the silver. We'll take turns. Got it?
Got it.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Jasne, kurwa.
sure.
Got it.
Yeah, sure.
Got it.
Jasne, kurwa.
And now, finally,
Throwing a kurwa.
open it up,
Throwing a
Henry.
kurwa. Jeez. All right. Oh, this is turning into a mess. It's not that bad though. Could be a lot worse. Okay. All right. That's duly impressive. All right, not bad.
O kurwa, to nam kupi dużo ruchanka.
This is really gonna piss off that ginger Hungarian cunt!
Aren't you a ginger?
You know the way to the Rufat Palais, mon ami.
Right, men. To the task!
All right. Well, something's going right for once. That's nice. Let's see what we got. Let's free the lords, shall we?
Henry, we do it!
Ciekawi mnie ten osiłek.
Let's do it.
Yeah, great.
Let me, please, if you don't mind. I'd like to go first. Once again, I don't want Adder to fuck them. Please. Janos, please. Janos, please. Please, Janosch.
Hold your horses, youngster. If you want to discuss something with me, nice and easy, all right?
The Italian court is ours, Chubba. Release the prisoners, and you won't be harmed.
Slow down, fellas. No sudden moves. How about we just talk first? About what you want, and what I want.
Oh?
Yeah, we countrymen, we solve it peaceful way, eh?
You are serious? You are from our country?
From Trenchin. Kezeluk.
Of course, that accent. What chance? I am from Buddha, but me and my wife live a short way from Cheta. We're almost neighbors.
Yeah? We neighbors? Maybe we know some same people, eh? So, you should be nice and let Lord go. We do not want somebody die here, eh?
Ale mógłby. I to diabelsko szybko. Niech o tym nie zapomina.
Listen, fellas. I watched you from the window. Clean work, I must admit. I also counted how many of you there are. More than enough to take on one man. Only that one man is me. If I have to, I'll roll all of you down these stairs, one by one. Neighbors or not.
Let's
We're giving you
go
a
for the Hail
chance to
Mary.
join the right side. Sigismund invaded Bohemia with evil intentions. He captured our king and brought in an army of human murderers. And you're helping him, imprisoning innocents. What does your conscience say about that?
Conscience? Jesus, I haven't heard that word in a long time. Well, you're probably right.
Serving,
If I release them, mind, I am only thinking aloud. If I release them, what am I to say to Sigismund and his people?
Don't tell him anything.
You do not know him. He will demand an answer.
You tell him you fell ill suddenly. That happens, even to kings.
Maybe. To some of them. Most likely, I will no longer be considered the strongest man in Hungary. And I will definitely be finished as the royal jailer. On the other hand, that means I will not have to spend all my time watching over people.
Yeah.
A new life awaits you.
A more peaceful life, that is for sure. In any case, if I am to survive, I will have to personally deliver a report about what happened here to the court in Sedlec. But just to be on the safe side, I will send someone else with the report to Sigismund. Seriously now, I will give you until dawn. You have my word as a nobleman. That is all I can do for you.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
I understand. Go with God, Chubba.
Farewell, gentlemen. And you, if you go back home someday, come and see me in Cheta. We will have a drink.
It will be a pleasure, Chubba.
Here is the key, and give my regards to the gentlemen. I hope they will remember me fondly.
Wow. Yeah, no, that worked out nicely. Hi, everyone.
Papa!
My dear.
Father.
You took care of your brother. Now you took care of me. I was wrong about you, son.
I mean, you were also a little bit right about him. What with the whole impersonating a legate, but you know, it's fine. Hey Baze, how you doing? Plans for St. Valentine's Day? Not really. We've got a whole bunch of kids tagging along with us, so we're nothing too special. We might make what's a secret? I think Erica might be listening. Well, I mean, we might make something at home. Do an at home kind of thing. We'll see. We'll plan it out.
I'm glad you've made peace.
Me too. More than you can imagine.
It's taking a long time. Far too long.
Thanks, Henry.
We both
Brownies
thank
covered in
you.
chocolate covered strawberries. Okay, well, yeah. Brownies covered in is
Henry.
the is additional
Thank
to what
you.
I thought, but nice. That could work.
So it was a success.
That's a weight off my shoulders. Thank you for everything you've done for us, Henry. You're a good man. One day you'll make someone very happy.
So, farewell for now, Rosa.
Good luck. I'll pray for you all, Henry.
Yeah, I just had the chocolate covered strawberries in mind, but on brownies is not a bad idea.
What do you need?
What do you think? I want to tell you something. Come here.
Okay, what's up?
Did you want something from me?
I would like to draw your attention to the treasures hidden here, my dear Goy brother. You are new to Kuttenberg, and I would not want you to regret missing any opportunities to discover its graces, of which there are many.
Okay. Now, of course, I can't hear Goy but be reminded of the recent revelations in the Epstein files that he was apparently some kind of vile Jewish supremacist, which is a really weird thing to say. Fascinating little discovery in there. That was something that I don't think anyone really predicted.
So tell me, what can I find here?
Our people are not even allowed in here, but that does not mean we do not know what is inside. I have a pretty clear idea where to find things. There is a lot. Weapons, armor, silver, rare manuscripts, all sorts. If there's one place in the world where you can get rich, it is here. And I will take advantage of it. I deserve it for everything this town has done to my people.
Okay.
The silver is in the treasury, isn't it?
Of course. But not only there. You will find silver sheets used to mint groschen in the smithies and the Preckhouse.
Okay.
What about those rare manuscripts?
We could use those.
The personal library of King Wenceslas is here, upstairs in the palace. It is said there are pieces there from Emperor Charles's collection. Those are surely worth a lot. Try climbing that spiral staircase and see for yourself.
Okay.
What about the weapons?
As you might expect, they are stored in the armory. Upstairs, above the kitchen. There are some rare pieces there.
All right, then.
Well, good luck, son.
And to you, make the most of every moment here. You will not get another chance.
Okay. So, I guess we will loot the living hell out of this place, shan't we? Let me see. You know what, maybe I can do that off stream, because it is getting late. Very close to midnight. Alright, so what is all this? What's the deal with... The armory is apparently a big deal. But it's all just, it's all pretty standard kit. Milanese cuirass. What do I have? I have the best armor in the game, don't I? I have a very nice tier 3 Milanese cuirass. Right? Was that any better? That's even tier 2. What even is this? Eh. Let's see. Bell-shaped bassinet. Worse with folds. Beak kettle hat. Noble cuirass. Lachberg. Saxon kettle hat. Nice shields, but I can't take them. Nice sword, but I can't take it. Nothing great. Let's go through. What do you mean Orthodox Jew or secular Jew? Are you talking about Epstein? I believe he's a racialist, really, more than anything. When I say he is a Jewish supremacist, I mean particularly, I'll take this. That's very cool. I guess I'll take that. He holds Judaism to be something more like a race, and he's basically a racial supremacist, but for Jews. Like from a lot of the emails that were released, he basically just has this incredibly dismissive and ooh, that is actually better than what I have, I think. Take it. It's actually much better than what I have, isn't it? I'll take them both, I guess. That's what I have. Same as what I got. Oh, I'm over encumbered, aren't I? By a lot. Shoot. Alright, arrow. Hunting arrow.
Henry, come on.
Shut up. I'll have to figure this out as we go. Bay says secular Jews are like progressive Christians, boring. What do I think about Catholicism influences on Marvel? And has it been shown accurately? Do you mean the Marvel's portrayal of Catholicism? Like referring to like Daredevil particularly? Because honestly, Daredevil is just about the only example I can think of Marvel portraying Catholicism. Those are nice, but like I'll repair that soon. Nuremberg plate gauntlets. I actually don't need those at all, do I? Throw away a bunch of this stuff I don't need, huh? It's better.
Been here for too long now.
Shut up, guys.
Henry, move it.
What about Spider-Man being Catholic, or is that just background? There isn't much to that. It doesn't really come up as far as I've ever seen. I think that most of the time, Marvel doesn't do a spectacular job portraying religion in general. That said, yeah, Erica's point. I don't know about that. Isn't it sacrilegious every time he confesses, even though he knows he's literally going to go out and commit violence again? I assume his confessions are invalid. Yeah, they would be in that case. Yeah, you can't pre-confess. That's not a thing you can do. Which is really common in Daredevil, especially in the Netflix show, especially. That is kind of an issue. Let's say that. I'll take that. St. Procopius, huh? St. Aldebert. Legend of Christianus. Maybe I'll see if any of these are worth reading aloud on stream. That would be cool. Last Will of Charles IV. Wow. That is of historical significance. Sigismund's letter to Wenceslas? Ooh. Letter for King Wenceslas. Nightcrawler was based on the original cartoon. Yes, agreed. But I think he's basically conveyed as a secular or cultural Catholic in newer stuff, because I read a few comics on him, and he does some very not good stuff in it. Yeah, I've seen some of that. That's unfortunate. Because he was, in a lot of older depictions, Nightcrawler was a very devout Catholic.
So little time.
As a kind of a way to deal with, cope with, compensate for his mutant appearance. Imsim says, I like to think it's Catholicism referring to Daredevil. It shouldn't covertly, such as being you mean Spider-Man. Self-sacrificing, put others before himself, loving his neighbor with all his heart, mind, soul, and life, putting his life on the line for complete strangers. Yeah, but I don't know if, given that he's mostly written by secularists, I don't think that is intentional. I don't think they intend to make that connection. The new council by Smil Falchad of Pardubice. Okay. Penitential Psalms. Art of the Sword. 4. Leminger's Spectacles. Wow. Balcony looking over the city. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, and I will say, Eric is right. Catholicism is not well understood by a lot of modern writers, especially secular writers. Which is unfortunate, but sadly predictable. Like, that's not... I'm not the least bit surprised by that. Any of these I can just get rid of? Anything else I can just drop? Burger Papon. I do kind of need that. Visibility 55. No, I do kind of need that. Dang it. I don't need any of this shit for my red outfit, though. Long purple, riding off of rock. I can get rid of those. Yeah, that'll work. It'll do the job. Yeah, Eric says, then everyone falls over themselves saying how a character is Catholic, but then if you're actually paying attention, any real and knowledgeable Catholic is like, they aren't acting like it. Yeah, that is, honestly, yeah, that's a big problem. It's a really, unfortunately, common problem, yeah. Once again, they fully committed to the bit of having these wall hangs be painted on the walls rather than as tapestries, which is, I mean, I know it is it's consistent with the last game, but also it is that's kind of a an old misinterpretation, an outdated misinterpretation of a lot of medieval artwork. Fascinating. I was talking about this when we played the last game, when I noticed that. The door, but it's not going to open, is it? Yeah. Erica says she's got several, it's a sticking point because she's got several stories cooking with Catholic characters, including Catholic superheroes that take their religion seriously. I wish I could actually sit down and write these things, or actually make the comics. I have to partner with an artist and another writer to bounce off comic issue ideas off of, long-reaching plot lines. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've heard plenty of your ideas, and I think they are, they succeed where a lot of these attempted portrayals of Catholic characters fail, mostly because you're a Catholic and you understand what that means. That's a tremendous advantage. What's this? What are you guarding this for? Catholic media these days is either written by a Catholic person but not really Catholic media, or look at this really cringy Catholic media that tries way too hard to be Catholic instead of being good media. Yeah, and that is that's honestly a big difficulty with a lot of niche media. It's a problem for Catholic media. It's a problem for conservative media. It's a problem for quite frankly, it's becoming a problem for woke media too, honestly. Because woke media, it has some of the same issues, frankly. Nothing worth it. Nothing worth taking. There were supposed to be big sheets of silver here, right? Am I nuts? Now, if I recall, I have talked a little bit about Catholicism or Catholic influence in Marvel, in particular the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in which case I'll end on this because it's past midnight and I'll save and quit here. But I pointed out, as part of the whole One Marvelous Scene YouTube collaboration thing, I pointed out that there are a whole bunch of Christ figures in the MCU, and maybe the most notable is Thor, especially in his first movie. Which is not who you would think of as a Christ figure, you know, the Norse god of thunder. But he's also essentially unrecognizable to the Norse, Norse pagans of familiar with the Eddas. Like, Thor is basically a Christ figure, and by basically I mean he's literally just. He's not just Jesus, but he is a very prototypical Priestess Victor archetype, especially in his first movie. And so I have a video on that, so check it out if you haven't. I'll put it in the description. I'll throw it into Discord. But until then, I gotta call it a night. It's past midnight. So, night everybody. Thursday, we are probably gonna be starting Fable. And then when we're done with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, we're gonna be starting something else. Right now, high on the list are Prey and the Bungie Halo games. So Reach 1, 2, ODST, and 3. So those are some thoughts. Those are some thoughts about what's coming next. Thursdays are probably going to be Fable, starting with the Fable 1, 2, and 3. Moving forward for now, because I have all 3 of them. They're on my hard drive somewhere. I think I got them through GOG. I think they're installed. I just gotta make sure of all that. And that's my expectation for Thursday. We will. Unless you guys want to change my mind, I'm open to that. So, if you want to change my mind on that, if you have other suggestions, put them in the suggestions channel under live streams category on Discord. And otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday. So, until then, remember, have a good night. Don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Night, everybody.